Beautiful day to all our cosmic beings out there, and welcome once again to the Quantum Cafe and the Interstellar Lounge with your host here, the Cosmic Messenger. And the arrival of today's transmission is on a very potent vortex. It is the equinox, the fall equinox portal, and all four of those cardinal points around the year, the two equinoxes and the two solstices. So we got the winter and the summer and the spring and the fall. Those are very special, potent times of the year. Now they continue to be high voltage scenarios when it comes to all things galactic and quantum energy. But now that we've been in this massive ascension process and just bathing in this photonic light, since around 1987 is when we really started to enter it. And it was post-2012 that Earth is actually getting bathed in it. Think of it as like catching up through our solar system. And Mercury goes first and Pluto will be last. I don't think it's quite caught up to Pluto yet, but we're working in that direction. That's the age of Aquarius. And that makes every single thing we do potent. So when we go around the whole yearly cycle, it's quantum time, right? But a solar year, each equinox and solstice just becomes boom, high voltage max. So it's wonderful to bring this transmission for you on these crazy wild times on Earth, and we're here with these videos to talk about all things galactic, super multidimensional, transformative, metamorphosis, paradigm shifting, all over the place, the illusions of the matrix, and how to heal the full spectrum work of our stellar human bodies. So I haven't done a crystal video in a little while, so I thought I'd pop on and do another one. Periodically, I like to throw them in. Crystals are extremely important in this adventure. They match our vibrational frequency, and they help us heal a multitude of ailments and provide tune-ups and frequency holders for the all things ascension process, especially when the energies on Gaia are getting very, very, very fine. The gamma rays, right? Like that fine is dancing around. So I like to pick ones that work, that just take us to that whole nother octave. We go up a level and we're really proud of all the work we've done, and every bit is important. But I like to go and take it to max. Okay? So, what I'd like to chat about today is this lovely being right here. It's an obelisk as well too. That is a golden healer quartz. Golden healer. It's an amazing creation. And lots of people are familiar with crystals. They're beautiful specimens to have in your being, even just by placing them in your home. Or wearing them on you. Oh, I'm just attracted to this. I'm just going to wear that. It looks really beautiful. And then all of a sudden you realize, whoa, my life has been shifting. And that's very much because of the vibratory experiences that you have and the information encoded into our crystals. Now you got quartz. Now add golden healer quartz to the mix. Quartz is a very good fusion, and we find it in so many different crystals and mineral fusions all over the world. And metals too as well, right? Because when you put a metal, so on your necklace, let's say, for instance, and then you've encased it in the metal, and then you have the crystal inside, and that acts as another way to, like the metals go really good with your physical body. We're talking the very dense stuff. And then the crystals activate the spiritual aspects of it so that you can catch the healing before it arrives at the body, or you can create the change to then ripple effect in the other direction. Super amazing stuff. And a lot of these crystals that we've been locating recently have been in the last 50 years, particularly in the last 30, right? So that's super cool too in itself. So I'm going to read you some passages as I do with the trusty Crystal Bible, which is off the charts. I think this is the number 3 over here that we're going to go through. So we're going to just dive right into the Golden Healer Quartz. All right. So, attributes for the Golden Healer Quartz. So as we're going, I'll talk a little bit about the medicines that come out as well too. So, the Golden Healer Quartz is carrying the divine essence of all that is. I'd like to say with all that is, I really think of like Neptune, the planet Neptune, or the number 9, and that you're taking a step back and you're seeing everything as one interconnected web and network of cells, particles, vibrations, beings in every single form that they are. And high concentrations of the universal life force, or ki, which is what's generated when you do like a Reiki session. We all carry this naturally. There's just different methods to tap into it. The healing comes out of our entire body, but primarily out of our hands. So golden healer quartz will also be a transmitter with it too. So if you were using it on your hand and pointing it in a certain direction, or placing it on the body with your hands on top of it, your body, or if you're a practitioner, then you'd be able to amplify that frequency. It would bring more into you. Golden healer quartz has an exceedingly high vibration. So it vibrates really fast, really fine. It's galactic. That takes the master healing power of quartz to another level. So as we were talking before, you fuse the two together, poof, there goes the next ultrasonic octave, right? Using this quartz raises your vibration to meet those of the crystal. It is a catalyst for profound spiritual activation and opens the Alta Major chakra, right? Alta Major is at the back here of your head, your cranium, where the bone sticks out. It's like just above the medulla oblongata. And the Alta Major chakra puts us in contact with the galactic star karma and our past lives, which is all happening in the now. But it's those rememberings of things that took place to bring them in the now, so that they're happening now, so we can transmute them. Alta Major chakra, Soma chakra, the higher crown chakra, all those ones are part of the extended galactic chakras, the transpersonal point, the causal, right? So you got your standard chakras and your 5th dimensional system, and those are the higher ones in the galactic cord, right? So golden healer quartz is incredibly active. So it means it's like, it's vibrating, it's ready to go. The iron oxide in the stone amps up the power exponentially and creates a multidimensional energy grid around our planet. Gold naturally is a protector, and if you set gold with its true intention, it will block anything that's invasive that does not need to enter your field and come to you. So you can do a protection over your own body. You can create a field for the healing space that you're providing for a client. You can do it over top of your home, your city, country, and then it can connect into the golden healer quartz here, can connect into the electromagnetic grid of Earth, thus working with the 5th and 9th and 12th dimensional templates that come into Earth, overlaying themselves over top of our illusionary grid, the grid work of the deep state in our current economic situation. It's amazing stuff. So it's really good for people who do anchor points, or you're a grid keeper, if you resonate with that starseed calling inside of you. This quartz has an iron content within the crystal itself, or between the layers of the quartz, as well as a dusting or a coating on the crystal. Accessing multidimensional interstellar healing power. I gotta say that again. Accessing multidimensional interstellar healing power. We all can have that. And sometimes it just takes a visit to a crystal shop, metaphysical bookstore, and finding a piece that if you hold it and you resonate with it and it feels like it comes from an authentic source, talk to the entity, the elemental within the crystal, and you can have that ability yourself too. We're all equal. And bringing Christ consciousness down to the earth, the emerald heart, right there in your heart chakra center, right? It makes healing more potent on all levels. So whatever healing you're performing, maybe you're doing a cord cutting, maybe you're working on your third eye for yourself, or you want to get your root chakra back in check, Or maybe you're having there's some holes in your auric layer, right? You're working on your second layer emotional body. Bring in the golden healer quartz. You can mix it with any other crystal, and it will ramp up the healing that it's doing. It'll accelerate its process. Okay. Using it helps you walk into Christ consciousness on the earth so that your whole being helps the planet to ascend. You got old earth, middle earth, current earth, Gaia. We're working towards Gaia, right? Tara, maybe the ancient name for old earth. Returning to our fifth dimensional home. So the classroom on earth can end in its current form and just create a new way of being. So it's to help the planet ascend for your whole being. Why heal part of your body? Why heal part of your ailments? Why heal part of your traumas? This crystal will help you get in contact with getting the whole system tuned up. Because no matter how many times you come back and incarnate and do your lessons, you're going to eventually reach a point where it's a total alignment. Okay, this is amazing. Rereading these, it's like I've never read them before. It's so cool. So Golden Healer Quartz carries natural bioscalar waves that heal multidimensional and interstellar levels. Bioscalar. There's a little index at the back. Let's check it out. See if I can find it here. Bioscalar. Bioscalar energy waves, a standing energy field created when two electromagnetic fields counteract each other, which directly influences tissue at the microscopic level, bringing about healing balance. Counteract each other. That's awesome. So if it carries natural bioscalar waves, right? So basically, the waves of the crystal come in and interact with your electromagnetic field, and then they harmonize together to create health, well-being, and high vibratory experiences, particularly in your auric field, right? And at cellular levels, because it all starts with the super spiritual out there and the cells, the microbes. It purifies, aligns, and re-energizes the chakras and rapidly releases ancient emotional conditioning held inside of your solar plexus. Fantastic. The region down here, right? Your will center, your solar energy inside of you. So if you do a healing in that way, in that regard, and clean up a lot of those motions, particularly the fear and the anger, your life will transform. This crystal harnesses the personal will held in that aura, as we were just chatting about, and that of the divine will. See, that's interesting, and that of the divine will. So you got will, and then its next level up is divine will, held in the chakras above the crown. You got your will down here, and you got your divine will. So that the higher self becomes the guiding light rather than the ego. And the idea is to take your higher self, which is the full, completed, intelligent you. You're intelligent too in body form, but we are in lesson. And there is distortions that go when you incarnate into such a dense 3D environment. Even at 5D, which will clean up a lot of stuff, we'll still have portions of those lessons. That's what incarnating does. So if we go and work with our higher self, which is part of that's one of the high stages in our light body, then that will replace the ego, the old ego, and give you a new ego, right? This stone facilitates making profound changes in your life with minimal fuss and effort. And is that not what we're all looking for? Sitting right in front of us right now. Place a large golden healer quartz under a healing couch, or grid small ones at each corner to experience multidimensional cellular healing for the physical, subtle, and light bodies. So the subtle bodies are all the ones that you don't normally associate yourself with healing. So you got your dense physicals, you got your direct emotional counterpoints. So you have like your fear, your anger, I'm upset, I'm crying, but then it's the subtle ones. It's like that deep resentment or that holding on to, or your deeper layers of divine, and it is divine, but divine guilt, right? You're trying to turn that and activate your divine will so that you're not having these emotional counterparts run wild on you. So the subtle bodies, your etheric body, your astral double, all that stuff comes rolling out. And then it activates, of course, healing for your light body, which is a 12-stage adventure, and that can take many solar years to complete. You can dedicate your golden healer quartz to send peace and healing to our world. So it'd be no different than people doing distance healing. They're sending out some long-distance universal life force energy, their intentions, their grid work. Maybe it's a long-distance Tamiana crystal healing, esoteric acupuncture, all that sort of stuff, where you just have a message, somebody's sick on the other end of the planet that you know, and you're sending them lots of love and healing energies towards them. You bring in the golden healer quartz, and boom, it's accelerated, right? Which is super awesome, because we all know at this point that Gaia needs as much love and attention as it can possibly get. So healing, golden healer quartz are master multi-purpose healers for all conditions. So full spectrum healing, and they restore the whole system to energetic wholeness and optimum, I love that word, optimum functioning, because each person has its own optimum level, and it will be different and unique for all of us. So if you can take a golden healer quartz and use it with 7-8 billion different beings, including all of the animal kingdom as well too, and plants, etc., that's pretty awesome that this one being sitting in front of me can then work with all those multitudes. There is some cases, though, with some extreme healing where you will draw the color or the energy out of the crystal, and it has finished its work and it needs to return to nature to then revive itself, and you could release it. It's rare that that happens. The color change is more common, but the full finishing of that crystal being useful for you doesn't happen too often, but it can occur, right? So they're recommending to hold, position, grid, or disperse gem essence. So the gem essence of the crystal, encapsulating its energy into the water. Around the aura as appropriate, the aura around your body. And spraying with the gem essence daily helps to maintain optimum health. Wow. So that's the adventures that go down with a golden healer quartz. Now I must say, that's pretty interstellar. So I'm grateful to have this wonderful tool into my home. And again, if you use the obelisk or a pointed stone, then you're able to direct it at wherever you're pointing it. Even though crystals are, I call them like 360 degrees, to the squared power infinite, because they actually just like burst out in every possible direction, right? The 72,000 possible entranceways we have into our body, the meridian points, it'll access all of them. So using that too, and if they're standing up like that, then it's great for grid work. You can lay them down, standing them up, and then shooting them out to planet Earth, right? So, thank you very much for being able to do this interstellar video with you guys once again. May some of this medicine find you and provide wonderful insights for your interstellar adventures on this mystical cosmic planet known as Gaia in these far regions of the galaxy. And may all of your guides and everyone working with you have a most beautiful, excellent day, and we'll chat with you soon. Bye-bye, everyone.